Hello and welcome. This is the newspaper review on Tab TV, where we analyze and dissect trending headlines across newspapers in the nation every day. I am Obed Jerry, your host for today. On me here is Mobro Kosi, and together we'll be doing the papers. Hello, Miss Kosi.
Hello.
Happy weekend.
The same
You know
to
it's
you.
Friday.
Thank God it's Friday.
Exactly. You go out, hang out with family and friends, catch
I
loads of
wish
fun.
I don't have time.
Okay, you don't have time for that. Well, all work and no play make Jack a dull boy.
I know, but I'm too busy. But that doesn't stop me from catching fun and all that. But I love the company of myself. I love staying
Okay,
indoor
you're an
and
introvert. Let's say you're an
just
introvert.
watching Netflix,
Netflix and chill
go TV
while eating one or
India.
two
I'm
around
telling
you.
you.
That's very nice. You too can be also be part of the program. Do well to subscribe. Click or turn on the notification button. Drop your comments in the comment section. Of course, your comments are very important to us. Do well to like and follow us across all our social media handles on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, on X, formerly known as Twitter. All right, without wasting much of our time, we move on to the main story of today. The first paper we'll be going on is the Daily Sun newspaper. The headline reads, Federal government making progress in fight against insecurity, says Ribadu. Says Tinubu inherited tough period, decries proliferation of small arms, light weapons. Details of this story is found on page 29 of the Daily Sun. He's actually saying the truth that the Tinubu government inherited tough period because we know how far the Buhari government brought us, what they left us with, the crisis they kept us in.
Yeah, they actually inherited. Okay, they claimed actually that they
Okay, they
inherited
claimed.
tough government in debt and all that. But the funniest thing is that the policies they are making is not corresponding to what is in their budget. You understand?
Okay, based on how the economy and
How
the
they are running
states,
the
how
government
they're running the
is too
government.
expensive.
Okay.
You claimed, or they actually came out to say that they are in debt. But the way they're spending the money, look at the 2024 annual budget, so exorbitant. And the things they are using, the president stayed 5 days in New York and
All these are
spent
from
five
the
hundred thousand
budgets
dollars
of the country.
Exactly. Instead, we inherited bad government, bad debt or whatever. We are in debt
A
actually,
tough period in
tough
total.
period and all that. But at least if you're in debt, whatever you are doing, whatever policies you are making, it should correspond with what is in the budget, what is in Nigerian federal government budget reserve.
Yeah,
You
more
don't
like cutting your coats according to your size.
Exactly, that's the best thing. Instead of still making exorbitant policies and expect we Nigerians to be the one to take the blame, to carry the cross and all that.
Exactly. You don't live in the third world country and expect to live like the first world countries.
Exactly,
When you know
that's
that
the
your
main thing.
economy doesn't correspond with theirs.
Doesn't correspond. So now them saying this thing, and and also I just feel that if we actually, if they actually inherited debt, they should come and give us the accounts for it. Give us, look at what happened, look at
And
how
how
much
much
is
progress
still
we've made so
remaining.
far.
We need, the problem Nigeria has is also lack of accountability. They don't account for things that is being spent. You understand? So those are the things, assuming they should account for it, they should give us, this is the budget remaining, this is what they inherited. You understand? And the policies they are making is not corresponding.
Exactly. All right, still on the newspaper, we see at the top here, ex-CBN Governor Emefiele for arraignment amid EFCC plans for rearrest. Details of the story is found on page 29 of the Daily Sun. Obi picks holes in federal government bankruptcy claim. Details is found on page 6. It says government spending behavior contradicts claim. President committed to minimizing pains of reforms, says Wale Edun. On the bottom of the story, we see here 22 justices nominated for Supreme Court seats. Details of the story is found on page 26 of the Daily Sun newspaper. 2023 budget. Federal government raises concern over borrowing. Interesting. Federal government is raising concern over borrowing that they are the ones instigating on.
Um, all right. According to the Minister of
Finance.
Finance, Wale Edun, he came out to say that the government, the government that the 2024 annual budget and all that, because it's out, you understand,
Exactly.
that they don't want to borrow to finance it. You understand? Which they've been doing. So this time around, that Nigeria is already in debt.
The economy has
So
worsened and the debt rate has
borrowing is
increased.
an option, but if they should go by it, that is going to deteriorate the economy
Later
more.
on.
You understand? That if Nigerians can make sacrifices, that it will help, at least it will help finance the 2024 budget.
Okay, sorry, a quick question. What sacrifice do you think Nigerians could make that would help the economy?
In this aspect, I feel what he's trying to do is that in terms of paying all the internal revenue generating, clearing and forwarding, they will have to increase it.
The
You
rates
understand the
in
rates
tariff and all that.
exactly. So the tariff they've increased it. So that's why so they are not saying that we should make those sacrifices. So they will be able to generate more revenue for the government. But my problem is not about making the sacrifices. Where I have issue with the government is, or where we Nigerians have issues with the government is that, firstly, till when are we going? We just need a
So when do
specific
we
time.
continue
You
making
understand?
self-sacrifices?
Because ever since this present government came in, they've been saying you have to make sacrifices, you have to do this, be patient. That's the president saying the Nigerian has to be patient. Even the wife came out to say my husband is not a magician, they inherited bad government and all that. Then they should give us specific time. If it's make sacrifices, maybe in 6 months time, that they promise that everything will be fine.
Because we know how these government parastatals are. When we start a thing, they would not want to end it. It will become a continual thing.
And now we in Nigeria, we already used to getting like being adapting. Actually, we are used to adapting to whatever they throw to
The
us.
hard way is the only way
You
forward.
understand? Exactly. So, and now they're saying make sacrifices. And we'll continue to hear this mantra, make sacrifices. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and next one, they'll be like, they want pure change and all that. Because that was what we've been hearing, even when last government came in, they are coming for change,
Retrenchment and adjustment and all that.
Still, what happened? Nothing. You
But
understand?
what the thing that worries me most is, since you know the economy is deteriorating, are you trying to tell us, are you trying to tell Nigerians, are you trying to show to the whole world that you didn't have a plan B at hand before now?
That's the issue. The way he came in, the
Because you
first day he
cannot tell me
came
that
in,
the Nigerians, you cannot tell me that for Nigerians to make sacrifices, that is your own plan B. It cannot be. It's not supposed to be.
that's what I'm saying, that he didn't have a plan B. Assuming he had a plan B, he should have made some provision even before he announced that fuel subsidy has been removed.
The plan B will
But
kick
no
off.
plan B. So what actually have they set in or put in place for all these things to at least cushion the effect it has on Nigerians? Does it mean that the government doesn't care? So back to what I was saying before. The first problem is that they didn't give us a specific time. Secondly, they are saying that we should make sacrifices. The budget you brought out was too exorbitant.
Exactly.
How can you be using the trillions they brought? It's too much. It's too much for Nigerians. And you're telling us we are the ones to bear the suffering, the sacrifices, the suffering and all that, the anguish. We are the ones to bear it. But at the expense of buying a new car for the SUV cars for the first lady, replacing some cars for the ministers and others, paying 5.5 billion for presidential yacht. Is that the sacrifice they asked us to make? They said they are spending more, that they want to generate more revenue. But what have they done so far that will generate more revenue?
Exactly.
What you need to, those things, the money they are channeling to something that is not useful in this country is too much. Such money could have been used to generate more revenue. Build an infrastructure that will generate more revenue. But channeling it to liability, what will CAB bring to Nigeria?
Yes, exactly. Assuming we are going through these tough times, for a reason being that there are infrastructures that they are laying hand on, that we know that in a year or 2 years or 3 years time it will start yielding fruit. It would have been a better thing. At least that would be a beacon of hope for Nigerians.
Exactly, because they said at least if you have hope, you understand, you'll be able to survive. But this one, we are just living, we are just moving, we are just on the promises of it will be better, take care, take time, just calm down, be patient.
And if sorry to cut it short, and if things work out and there are sacrifices and other things that Nigerians in general support to help the government curb the 2024 budget, don't you think this same thing would amount to 2025 budget again? Because they would, since they know they escaped the first one, they will still want the support again for it to still yield fruit.
That's the issues, and we continue to bear it. That's the issue, because if, because according to them, they say every month that that comes in, that they use it to pay debt because of what the debt they inherited and all that. You understand? And now we are the one to continue to suffer it. In 2025 now, another new budget, we are the one to suffer it. Why not? Okay, you are coming, okay, you came into the country, you came into as the president, right? And you've seen that according to them, they claim that we,
At least before you agreed to contest or you want to rule over this country, you knew that we had problems at hand.
and the fact that even during the campaign they said they are continuing from the what the past administration did, and now they are now contradicting it, saying that they inherited debt. So
Yes. Okay, you want
are
to
you
tell us that
continue?
you didn't know that there has been debt in the country
You
before
can't
you
tell
came
me
into
that.
seats,
You can't tell
or
me
you
that.
didn't know that it will take you time to resolve it.
You can't tell me that. And the fact that he even said that he's continuing what the pastor and did, is it that he's continuing to put us in debt or what? You understand? So I just feel that if the government actually wants to help Nigerians, first of all, cut down the exorbitant
Expenses.
budget. You understand? So that even if we Nigeria won't be feeling the impact that much, then they should use money, those money they've cut down, use it and invest on infrastructure that will yield revenue. You understand? So by at least reducing the pains Nigerians are feeling, and also giving us hope that at least all we need to do is to suffer within a short period of time and everything will be fine.
Exactly. Then what comes to my mind now is seeing that the economy has deteriorated, almost all average Nigerians are suffering. Do you think that Nigerians would willingly want to make such sacrifices? And then if
We don't have choice.
and then okay, yes, we are choiceless at the moment. And then if it turns out that majority of Nigerians do not make such sacrifices, so rather, would the budget be cancelled? Would it be minimized, or would they look for other alternatives to go into debt?
Firstly, I said we don't have choice, right?
Exactly.
And for the fact they've already made that budget, they already know where to get their money from.
Exactly.
They've already know what to increase and what not to increase, right? The tariff, maybe if they're getting 500 billion every,
Increase it to like 700 to
so you
800.
understand. So they've already made such
They
those
just want to
plans.
let us know,
No,
inform us.
inform us, because we don't have choice.
Exactly.
Whether it's either if you want to pay for your tariff, you
If
won't
don't
have
want-
light.
If you don't want to stay in your darkness.
Stay in your darkness and be burning for. You understand? So I just feel we Nigerians, we don't have choice. So whatever they are doing, the fact is I don't encourage that they get loan to finance their budget, and they should cut down on the budget because it's too much. It's too much
Well
because
spoken.
what they are using, the money they are financing, the budget is too much. There are things that they need to be cut, that needs to
Cut
be
it down,
cut
then
down.
take it
You
gradually.
understand? So that's it.
All right, let's move away from that paper and look into the Daily Independent newspaper. It's leading: Saudi Arabia draws flag for cancelling 177 Nigerians' visa on arrival. Air Peace clarifies position. The top story reads: Appeal Court declares Zamfara Guba elections inconclusive as PDP calls for disbandment of Plateau election appeal panel over alleged inducement. Interesting. Another story reads: Owerri abduction. Senate summons security chiefs over kidnap of Major General Duru. He says we will enact laws to address root causes of insecurity. It's now that they want to enact laws that would address insecurities, knowing that it is a government parastatal that was kidnapped. How many times have ordinary Nigerians, ordinary citizens, and the poor masses
Poor
have been
Mercy's life
kidnapped?
doesn't matter in
How many
Nigeria.
times have students been abducted?
Abducted.
What have been done? Or have these
Nothing.
laws been enacted?
Nothing.
All right. Still on the newspaper, the headline reads, bankruptcy claim. Obi challenges federal government to declare state of inherited coffers. Details of the story is found on page 7. Ondo cabinet members pass vote of confidence in Akeredolu. Details is found on page 6. Supreme Court bench, Justice Samani Ada, 20 others make FJSC recommendation list. If you want to know more of the story, you look up on the page 6 of the Daily Independent newspaper. Finance Minister insists on end to borrowing, says Nigeria can't rely on borrowing to fund 2023 budgets. Concerns mount in Senate over MDA's poor revenue production and leakage. Ms. Kosi, I would like your thoughts on this story. A few days ago we heard how 177 Nigerians got to the Saudi Arabia embassy and the airport, and on arrival their visa was cancelled and they were proven illegal and deported.
You are chased back.
Exactly. That, I would say, that is a slap to Nigeria's face.
You can't shame the shameless.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
You can't shame the shameless. And one thing is that, okay, firstly, the thing actually happened on 13th of this month. And it became a controversial case because when Nigerians came out, especially on X, that's formerly known as Twitter, a lot of them were saying a lot of things, talking like pouring out the emotions and all that, and asking that Mr. President should do something. That
Exactly.
it's not just a slap to those people, but to Nigeria as a whole. Because once you cross the border, you are representing Nigeria. You are no longer your name. What you get is a Nigerian. They'll be like, are you a Nigerian?
Exactly.
You understand? So whatever, you are like a flag bearer representing Nigeria outside the border. And the fact that there has been some bilateral relationship that has existed between Nigeria and Saudi Arabia, and the airpiece has been over the years carrying some persons to and fro. And so when all these things happened, there were just some kind of misfeelings. And the president of the Aircraft Association, owners of association, came out, Mr. Alex, came out to say that what happened to aeropolitics, because the Saudi Arabia actually said that the reason why they did that, because it was, they are about 264, and out of 264, 177 were chest back and all that. So so they came out, so they asked why, what's the reason? So they said it's because of some irregularities, some forgery and all that. So Mr. Les was like, these people went under pre-screening and you didn't find them. They were actually seeing it
on
pre-screening
Saudi Arabia
Saudi
embassy
Arabia.
in Nigeria.
And they were seeing it, they saw everything. Why didn't they complain at first? Before, it was when they brought them to Saudi Arabia. That's
After
when they
approving your visa, your
and
flight
everything.
tickets, booking your flight, moving over to your destination.
Why didn't they complain, lay this complaint? You understand? Why didn't they at least come out to say this is like, no, you can't, you are not qualified and all that. But the fact that they waited until they came into their country, and that was when they chased them back. It was a big slap on Nigerian government. You understand? And the fact the APs came out to say it was not a schedule, it was not a maybe an emergency flight. It was actually a scheduled flight. You understand? It's something they've taken time to do and all that. So what really happened? And I could remember what happened in 2012. During the time we had issues, during the time of former President Goodluck Jonathan. So some Nigerians, about 225 Nigerians, were chased back from South Africa on arrival. So Nigerian government didn't say anything. So they, because in diplomacy there's something tit to taft. You understand? An eye for an eye, a
We
tooth
just
for a
have to do
tooth.
ourselves back. Then we
Exactly. For
go
you
for
to
the solution.
understand. Exactly. So when they chased back about 125 Nigerians, Nigerian government didn't say anything. 2 days after what happened, about 84 South Africans came in. They entered Lagos. They were sent back. That was when they understood the value of the level of what they did to Nigeria. You understand? And the deputy foreign minister to in South Africa, South African deputy foreign minister, was one that apologized for what they did and all that. You understand? So I don't feel that if Nigerian government should let this slide, that that it shows that they are not competent. One. Secondly, any other country can do that to
Continue
them.
doing it.
You understand? Because what happened to aeropolitics? What happened to
What's the essence of the embassies
diplomacy?
that are in these countries?
Exactly. You understand? The fact that we allowed you into our own country to establish your embassy, it shows that we've established
A
a
cordial
bilateral relationship. You understand? And over the years, this thing has never happened before. And the anger of Nigeria is that during the pre-screening, why didn't they say all these things?
Cancel it from the onset, complain, like point out the
So
irregularities from
immediately
them.
they came in, does it mean that over 177 persons there are criminals? Does it mean that they came with a fake visa?
Assuming when they even came in, you took it, let's say a week or two to screen them again
Again,
to
just
know if things are well placed or they are wrong. But on arrival, they made their conclusions, meaning they've made their conclusions before they
before
arrived.
they arrived. So why? On what basis? You are the one that they were the one that approved. They actually approved this visa. Then what happened? So I just feel if Nigerian government doesn't take this serious, any other country can just come and kick them, and they won't say anything.
Exactly, but from another point of view, if we say, okay, the government, Nigerian government, should have a clapback, exactly what they did in the Jonathan's regime by deporting other South Africans that came into the country. If we say we should do this, remember the South Africa to Nigeria is an African thing, it's a continental thing. If we do it to another continent, remember it will have a more ripple effect on us, knowing that we have more to lose from the Saudi Arabia compared to what they have to lose from us. Yes, we know that there are people that Saudi Arabians that work in Nigeria in our firms and companies, but we know they come as foreign expatriates. But we go there mostly as labor workers and all that. You understand what I mean?
Exactly.
So to an extent, there would be a ripple effect that would affect us more. So it's up to the government to contact the Saudi Arabian government. They have to tender an apology first for doing such.
Exactly.
All right, we'll move away from that story and we'll go for a very quick break. When we come back, we'll look at the last newspaper for the day. So stay tuned.
The Children's Studio, we certainly can deliver the best studio experience. Our carefully designed studio space can bring your diverse creative content ideas to life. We aim to consistently serve value to our customers far and wide. Come, let Tharv Media give life to your dreams. Tharv Media, a slice of infotainment.
All right, welcome back from that very quick break. And of course, I say thank you very much for staying up to this time. Let's go quickly into the last paper of the day. We look at the Nigerian Tribune. The first headline here reads, "Why we are against borrowing to finance 2024 budget," says Finance Minister. Details of the story is found on page 5 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Southeast, North Central gets 3 new Supreme Court justices each. Details is found on page 10. The main headline reads, "Governorship election, anxiety in Kano, Plateau as court orders rerun in Zamfara, 3 local governments affected." If you want to know more of this story, look up on page 8 of the Nigerian Tribune. This story here, what a sad story, reads, 322 bodies not discovered in grave sites in Anambra, says Truth Commission. If you want to know more of the story, look up on page 26 of the Nigerian Tribune. 80 years old woman dies in Lagos building collapse. Oh, sad story. Details is found on page 26 of the Nigerian Tribune. And we see here on the bottom story here, it reads insecurity. We inherited tough period, says Ribadu at editors conference. If you want to know more of the story, read up on page 12 of the Nigerian Tribune. Ms. Kosi, I like your thoughts on this story that reads 322 bodies not discovered in grave site in Anambra.
Earlier around about was it on 9th, actually they came out. A man actually came out to say that they found a mass graveyard, and they estimated it to be 322 bodies. But the Earth ambassador, as the Bianco Juku,
Superwoman.
Superwoman, I'm telling you. So she came out to say that actually they actually found a mass graveyard in Anambra State, and they've not yet ascertained the exact number, but about 18 bodies are missing. 18 persons actually are missing. And for 2 years now, Anambra State has been recorded as a state that has a very high insecurity rate and all that, especially after the arrest of Kano, a lot of things, sit at home, IPOP,
And unnecessary killings.
exactly, killings and all that. So now we've been trying to, Anambra State government, they've been trying to curb the insecurity and all that. But the problem is, this is Nigeria. Each government that comes in talks about insecurity, how they will curb insecurity. But it's as if during their campaign, it just mere words. Even though that the dead bodies be discovered, it's not up to that 300. And why would they have such mass
grave.
You understand? Why?
Of what use? How come?
How come? You understand? So it just showed how incompetent the government is, especially in tackling insecurity.
Okay, and this is true. Sorry to cut you short. So many people died, and they came about opening a massive grave to bury them, and the government wasn't aware of this from the beginning.
How?
Like, how did they bring 1, 2, 10, 20, 100, 200, 300 bodies without the notice of the government? And Ribadu a few days ago, and even today, came up to say that the government has tried and curbed insecurity, because this is actually part of insecurity.
Yeah.
How did these bodies come to existence? And now these dead bodies are even missing. How come?
And the
Where
main
did they
thing
go
is
to?
that,
How
and the
did they
main
disappear
thing
into
that,
thin air?
and the main thing that these are the things that we just that made its way to the front page. You understand? There are things that are happening
What
that
about
you
others
don't
that we do
even
not know about?
You
Others that are
understand?
not reported.
I'm telling you. And the way people died in Nigeria and the way they handle it, it's as if it's normal. How can it be normal?
Exactly.
Such thing can never happen in America. They saw
Exactly.
something like this,
Only seeing
only one
a single
person,
corpse. They would conduct autopsy to know the cause of the
the
death
way the
when it
police
happened and
will
all that.
arrive, everything. Like, it shows that a country that will have laws for its citizens, a country that cares for its citizens. The American will always say, I don't know, I'm sorry, I always like referring to American, but someone will always tell me that I should, when I'm
Maybe it's your dream
comparing
country.
to, no, someone will say, when I'm comparing Nigeria, I should not use America. Nigeria is far,
Far back.
it's far back. America. But I always like using them because the way they love their citizens. They said one attack on America is an attack on all. You understand? Because if you don't curb it, that's how it continues to start spreading.
I feel like why Nigerians do not put too much value on the citizens is because of our overpopulation. I feel that is one of the
Have you
reasons.
seen? It's not just a. Have you been like? America has about 50 states. America. Do you know there's a place you travel in America? Maybe you want to go to another state. You spend 9 hours. You know how much
states
they are.
and how vast.
Do you know
their
how
landmass
vast their
are.
landmass are? Their population, even the foreigners, and they still protected. They were able to protect them. You can't tell me that like the current president, Joe Biden, he's the one piloting everything. They have sheriffs. You understand? They have each town
state
or
has their
each
own-
state has their own governor, and in that governor, each town has their own sheriff.
That
You
takes care
understand?
of the
That takes
activities,
care of everything.
investigation and all that.
They have a well centralized and organized state system, actually. You understand that everybody knows their work and they work towards it. Else you'll be responsible, you'll be answerable to your higher power. You understand? And because of the love they have for their country, they're carrying it out, carrying their diligently.
Because now towards these 322 bodies missing in the grave and all that, if they come out tomorrow to still discover another grave that contains at least 1 million bodies, we would still just look over it.
That's it.
You have to the government has to just make investigations. Who did this? How did it get here? Who
Imagine,
did what and all that?
just imagine this thing happens in America. The way everybody, the
They would
panic
have
alone.
announced the state of emergency
I'm
for
telling
everybody
you,
to be
to
careful
come
of
to be
their
to
movement and all
come
that.
good. So they will investigate sharp. But this one, they are still Nigeria is just, I don't know, it's tiring that we are even talking now. I don't know, somebody whenever I talk about Nigeria with a friend of mine, it'll be like, I beg, I don't want to talk about Nigeria. I am tired. I am tired of hearing about Nigeria and all that. You understand? So you see that the nonchalant attitude among Nigerian citizens because of the way things are being done. Assuming we have an organized system, first of all, somebody say for you to change a place, you need to change your mindset.
Yes, your mindset first.
You understand? But most Nigerians, even if you change your mindset, they'll be like, because forget that thing. This is
This is
Nigeria.
Nigeria. It will still
It
go
will
on.
still-
They will still sweep it under the carpet.
Everybody is just jackbarring.
Exactly.
You see, everybody
The
just
Japa
go.
syndrome.
Well, because you can just go to the street and ask someone. If you ask about 100 persons, and I bet you 98% of them will say they have opportunity to
They will
live.
find a way.
Who will stay in Nigeria? Who will stay to develop Nigeria? A lot of people has given hope on Nigeria. A lot of people have given hope on Nigeria. And they are tired. And you don't tell me, because we Nigerians, the people that are in power, they are once normal citizens. They are once normal citizens. You understand? And the fact that they go there, it's the same mindset they've had before that they will use. They can't change overnight. It's not possible. So I just feel that if they want to change Nigerians, first of all, change the mindset of Nigerians, even the government.
That is to conduct a reformation in the government and in the country.
Exactly. Not just reformation, but okay, look at what happened in this last election. People actually came out mass, but look at what happened. The people's hope were dashed, and now I won't be surprised if next election people won't come out.
Exactly.
You understand? I won't be surprised, because you can't tell me that you will come out and vote for a particular person and everything is scattered and you're still waiting. Nigerians, they came out massively. They had hope that Nigeria would be better, but it happened. And now the political apathy among Nigerians will continue. Because you don't tell me next time now you expect them to come out to vote.
Nobody would
Because
want to take
to me, I
such
just
risk.
feel that voting and election is just a formality. They already know who are the winners. So that's it.
All right, I'm afraid this is where we draw the curtains for today. Thank you, Ms. Kosi, for your time. All right, you too can also be a part of the program. Like, share, drop your comments in the comment section. Follow us across all our social media handles. Of course, we want to hear what you have to say. Follow us, share, like. Till we meet again next time, same station. Thank you.